stand. Go and help people whose yards have gotten to be too much, and they're elderly, they're disabled, they can't. It's his dad here, him and his dad, and they just can't take care of their yard anymore, but they don't want to leave their home. And this poor woman was scammed out of $2,000 by some people who said they would come and take care of her yard. And then they never came back, and at the same time her husband died of pancreatic cancer. Now she's lived in this home a long time. And I know some people would be like, well, she should move then. No, these are where all her memories and everything is at. And it got to be overwhelming for her. And the more overwhelming it gets, the harder it is to figure out, what am I going to do? So God bless these guys. I'll have to look again. I think it's S&M Mowers. You got to go to their channel. They got 2.5 million views on this video alone. And they also started a GoFundMe page for this woman. So, hold on, let me go and check this out. Thank you for your commentary, Mary. Mary doesn't like those sounds. Hang on a minute. Okay, now look at my hair. I decided to cut it all off. Oh my gosh. I feel so silly now. But whatever. It reminds me of when I was a little girl, and it's actually kind of funny. Okay, it's SB Mowing. Go and check them out. And please go to the GoFundMe page, and my hair's wet. Go to the GoFundMe page and donate for this poor woman. She's had to go, her and her dogs have had to go without food because she doesn't have the money to pay for it. These guys ripped her off. So, okay, I just wanted to show you them. I love them. God bless them. And I know He will. I know He will. Okay, I'm going to start a video now, so let me shut this off. Okay, everybody, we'll get started on the video. First, I will give these little girls, here's one treat and there's another. Hello. Okay, so impressed with what that guy does. He's amazing. And it's just wonderful when you see people giving back like that. So I just wanted, hold on, I think I'm gonna just real quick open these curtains. Okay, I'm so sorry, I'm back. I just felt like you couldn't see me. Hello, man. Anyway, that's amazing. I wanted to address today, I'm just hearing everybody talking about how everything's different since, 2020. And there are a lot of things to be upset about. The synthetic food thing, the costs of everything. And I say this telling you the truth that my son and I have gone, 2 weeks without being able to purchase food. And we have, stick this back here for my Mac. We have struggled with that and feeding our dogs. I do have things in the freezer for them. I buy beef livers and things like that, and I freeze them. So they haven't really gone without food. And certainly Mary could stand to go without food for a few days. That little girl, she's so chubby. But it's hard. I understand that. And we're selling our home. And I live in a mobile home. These were all mistakes that I made as an adult, as a retired person, you know, wanting to fulfill my dream. I always wanted to have a camper and travel. And I love to travel. As a teenager, I cannot tell you all the places I went. I remember in 1 year, working my job, saving all my money. Let's see, I lived in Chicago, so think of Chicago as the base. I went to Florida. I went to England for a month. I went to Las Vegas, California, and Hawaii. All in 1 year. I love to travel. And I wanted to become a flight attendant so that I could travel. But I ended up with getting pregnant at 19 and having a child at 20, and he skipped-doo out. No, I want to go to school, you know, and become a dentist, which he is out in California. And so, you know, I enjoyed raising my little girl when she was little, and now, no. She's turned into a full-blown narcissist. She changes her mood a lot, so, you know, she hasn't been that nasty narcissist like she used to be, but now she does this sweet voice. Mommy. But it's all to pull me. Well, I've had my fill. And I have decided that I'm done. I'm done with her, her husband, her daughter, her son. And I never thought Andrew, my grandson, would go, because he used to tell me that he saw that in her. And he said, I heard her on the phone talking to you with that voice. And I thought, oh my gosh, she does it to her too. So he knows. He knows. Now, he's only 15. He'll be 16 soon. He and my Presley, my other little dog, they have the same birthday. Presley will be turning 18 if he makes it. And Andrew will turn 16. So he's old enough to pick up the cell phone. I mean, he is very controlled. But, you know, he could go to his bedroom, close his door, and give his grandmother a call. But no, he doesn't do that. And I haven't talked to my granddaughter in over 2 years after she cursed me out. Oh, and at one point said I was the worst grandmother and that she hoped that Andrew would get a better one. I can tell you that I was there for them, especially her, all the way. And I did so much for that little girl. It's insane. So it's what their mother has put into their brains about who I am, which is not who I am. She's put in herself, really, because that's what narcissists do. They accuse you of what they do because that's how their brain thinks. So my daughter lies, my son-in-law lies. I've known that for a long time. But now my granddaughter lies, my grandson lies. They all lie. So if anything, excuse me, Let me get a little drink here. My throat is getting hoarse. And here's Minnie. Wrong way. So, if she and I were discussing something, she'd say, "You're lying." Or she said to me one time, "You're a Karen." Exact opposite of who I am as a person. Now, I just think that she just was born that way. I believe narcissists are born like that. Because I can remember when she was like really little. Like she was just turning 2 when I lost my baby Sherman. He was my little 4-pound Yorkie who was the smartest dog I've ever had. Unbelievably smart. Except that one day, that bulldog came down, took him away from us. And I can't tell you, I don't remember. It was her birthday a few days later. I don't remember that birthday. I don't remember anything for a while. And I look at pictures. That's how I remember. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is what I gave you for your birthday. But yeah, it was such a shock and horror to our family. But she never cried. She's a 2-year-old little girl who just lost her little precious puppy, baby. I mean, I call him that. He was 6 years old. But no tears, nothing. Just said to me, "Mommy, don't cry. He's in heaven." Yeah, I know he's in heaven. You know, I say that to myself now. But he's not with me. But he'll be with me for all eternity. The good Lord has his creations all with him. And I'm sure that Sadie, my golden Joey, and my collie, Brandy, I'm sure that they're all with Sherman. I know that. And maybe my grandson Connor's taking care of them, or my mom would be taking care of them. I don't know, playing with them. But, so I just want to say that I see a lot of shows that say that, some shows say, well, you can, get back with the narcissist and all that. No, you can't. I've taken her back I don't know how many times. And it just happens again. So she's broken my heart so many times. My granddaughter has shattered my heart so many times that now I'm done. I'm 66 years old and my health is extremely bad. I have not put out a video for a long time because I've been battling with my blood sugars and my blood pressure. And also I have fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, which a lot of doctors in America don't acknowledge. But now they're starting to. A recent study just came out. I watched it on YouTube, and they're also linking it to ADHD. And I think about that, and I think, maybe that's what I am. Instead of all this anxiety, maybe I'm ADHD. And I had a talk with my psychiatrist the other day, and I told him the Prozac really isn't, it's helping a little, but not a lot. So he wanted to change it, but I said, listen, I've got all these things going on. I've got 4 new blood pressure medications. I'm working hard on my diabetes. I am just, and now I have to see a specialist about my eyes because my eye doctor says he doesn't know why my eyesight is going. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared about that, but I give it all in the Lord's hands, whatever he wants. to do is he's in control of my life, and I trust him completely. I trust him. So he will take care of me, and I'm not going to worry. So I will just give it to him and see, just move forward. I have an appointment with a specialist in August, and we'll take it from there. And my doctor said, well, hopefully they could do laser surgery or something like that. So we'll see where that takes us. Plus, I'm trying to sell the house, packing, just a lot going on. And having chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, let me tell you guys, these are pretty heavy duty, things. Yesterday, I felt like I had a fever all day. I felt like I had the flu. I thought my sore throat. I said to my son, oh my gosh, I'm coming. Except getting hot now. I'm coming down with something. And then, I went to bed early, and then I woke up, and I'm okay. And also my back. I have stenosis of the lumbar and stenosis of the spine now. It was the lumbar, now it's the whole spine. That I have to take care of that. I have to go see a neurosurgeon. Yeah, I will, but it's not top on my priority list right now. My priorities are my eyes, my blood sugars, and blood pressure up there. So those are what I focus on every day. If I could keep everything in check, then I'm having a good day. And but through all that, I've had a pretty rough life, And I hear people always saying, oh, the food, so everything is so bad. It's so expensive. The world's changed. We don't know what's happening. And people coming up with absolutely crazy conspiracies. So it's what it always has been. There are absolute nasty, horrible, evil dictators in this world. People wanting power and control and money. That never changed. That's been like that my whole life. I was there, remember, for the whole Nixon leaving the White House, and I remember watching that on TV. I mean, politicians have pretty much always been corrupted. Corrupt, I should say. So, nothing is new in this world except there's a lot more people. And I remember studying psychology, and we watched about an experiment with rats, but they were little mice. And there was a control group that had just a small amount of mice, and then there was a control group that they kept adding more mice into the mix, and they found that the more mice, the more violent they became, whereas the other control group stayed the same. So I think that's part of what's happening. We are cramped. And then you've got Elon Musk building these small homes, because what he wants to do is stick you on a small little piece of land and buy up all the rest. Just like China is buying up tons and tons and tons of our land. And I say our land because currently belongs to the United States. However, before that it belonged to the Native Americans. And they don't have a word in their language they don't have a word for owning land. So it belongs to everybody. So I think it's, we're complaining, but we did the same thing to them. We took their land. And I'm a little bit Cherokee, so I have a heart for that. Big heart for the Native Americans. Not just because I'm a little Cherokee, but because, you know, I love them. I love their ways. I love how they approach life, how they did approach life, all the good things that they did. And it's just, yes, it's bad right now. You didn't live through the 60s, though. It was bad back then. I was at Chicago, and there were constant riots and always on the news, and then the Vietnam War, which was horrifying. Horrifying. So we've been through, and then we had our president resign, and then we had Gerald Ford for a short time, and then Jimmy Carter was a great president. I don't know why nobody really saw it at that time. He was wonderful, good man. You know, Habitat for Humanity. He used to go and build homes. He was a wonderful man. So the Cold War, back when I was an infant with JFK, and the Cuban Missile Crisis, all these things were bad. Everything was scary back then, just like it is today. But you know what? We all, collectively, no matter what your party affiliation, we are Americans. And when the World Cup people came here, no matter what state they were in, they loved it here. They loved it. They loved going into the stores and were like, whoa. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe the food. They couldn't believe how nice everybody was. They were shocked at that people just start a conversation. But ain't that America? You and me. Yeah, that's something to see, baby. So you know what we need to do? We need to pull in tight to each other. Forget about politics, you know, Republican, Democrat, all the lies going back and forth. Forget that. Because, you know, they can all be kicked out and go. And I send my condolences to Lindsey Graham's family. What a shock. And very sad. Just bam. Thought Mitch McConnell was going. He still could be. But, I mean, Lindsey Graham he just got back from Ukraine. So, and he just, bam, he died. His aortic valve ripped, and that was that. And I heard today his sister is taking over his Senate seat until it's time for re-election. So, you know, my condolences to his family. But do you see how, you just don't know. You wake up in the morning, he was talking to Trump sometime that day, and then that night he was gone. And all of us can go that way. My mom always said, be prepared to meet the Lord. Because you don't know when you're going or he's coming. I mean, it could be like Lindsey Graham, boom, heart problem, you're gone. Car accident, anything, you're gone. And it could be the rapture comes and phew, we're gone. Which that would be super, super nice. I've been waiting for that since I was born again back in 1983. Did a lot of study on it. You know, but Jesus said no one knows the time. No one knows the hour except for our Heavenly Father. So not even Jesus will know. Our Heavenly Father will tell when it's time, and the trumpet will sound, and Jesus will come, and he will meet us in the air and take us to heaven for the wedding feast. So that's the feast of our groom and his bride, the collective church. So that's exciting. But I mean, I thought that it was going to happen back in the 80s and 90s and 2000. I mean, you know, we don't know. And he may decide to put it off. He may decide, I'll wait 1,000 years. That's nothing to him. A day is like 1,000 years to God. I mean, reverse that. 1,000 years to us is like a day for God. So it's really not a big deal for him to decide to put it off. So Jesus said, be prepared, but go about your life because you don't know. And he's right. We have to continue just living and doing what we have to do. And like I talked in that other, in the quick video before this about the mowers, just, I mean, they so touched my heart. And they just do good things for people. And that's what we have to do. We have to be kind to one another like we were to the World Cup people. We need to be so nice to each other. Make it an extra effort to say something positive to someone every single day. Make it a point in your mind. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to say something positive. And I used to do that when I worked. Now I'm alone most of the time. I've got my puppies. I almost just bought a golden. But yeah, just my son and I decided that I don't have the money for it. And it was a very, very inexpensive golden. They breed for the love of the breed, and it was $600. But actually, Minnie and Mary have to get fixed, and with our vet, that's $600. And they both need their shots, so that's like another $300. And then we have to move. And when we sell the house, then I'll have a little bit more money. And when we get settled into our apartment, where we're going to stay for a couple of years to save money, you know, down where I'm at, where I'm thinking of going, they're not like I hear other people talking. It's like, you know, $1,200 to $1,500 a month. And I can cover that with my retirement and Social Security. So we'll put my son's money in the bank and just keep saving so we can afford a house. But who knows how much the houses will be then. But people are doing things. I mean, Governor DeSantis is trying to get rid of the taxes on houses here in Florida, which would be wonderful. I know a lot of people that, you know, there's a lot of states that are trying to do things to help people, and it's just got to be done. It isn't an if. It's got to be done. But look, I wasn't there, but the Great Depression. I mean, my goodness, my mom and dad. My mom was in England. My dad was in Chicago. They lived through that. My grandmother was a single mother supporting 2 children through the Great Depression. And my dad was in charge of getting dinner ready for when she got home, and he'd see the bus coming and he'd be like, whoa, run in the house, get everything ready. So anyway, but she did it. They all did it. And we can do it. We can be strong. We can cheer one another on. We can help each other. Like that guy, if somebody can't do their lawn like that, go help them. Go and help. It's the best thing you can do. So let's be there for one another. Let's say something nice every day. Like I was saying, when I used to work, I used to make it a point to make a positive comment to everyone like I worked with, whether it was, oh, I like that shirt, or, oh, your hair looks so pretty today. Anything. Just a little compliment, just to make that person feel a little bit better that day. Because we're all struggling. All of us are struggling. And some of us are struggling more than others. And there are those that are hungry, have lost their apartments, have lost everything, and are living in their cars. I understand that. I get it. Because really, me and my son were a hop, skip, and a jump from that. So, everybody is in these days. So I think these billion and trillionaires, they need to start forking up and helping this country. They really do. They need to have higher taxes, and I think people below a certain level should not have to pay taxes. You know, if we can't put food on our table, we can't put food on the government's table. So we need to help each other. So, Minnie, stop that. We have to change our mindset. We have to change that. We have to say, this period of time we're going through is temporary. Maybe Jesus is coming again. I don't know. But if he's not, this is temporary. Let's all buck up and get things back to the way they used to be. And we can do that with our votes. And we can do that with ourselves. I mean, I would love to go out there and help people. I am physically not in a state that I can do that, but I used to do that. When I lived in Chicago, I used to go plow everybody's sidewalk. I mean, because there'd be people who went to church every day and they'd walk, and I used to plow the way for them. And I think we can make it, guys. I think we can make it. I know we can make it. Let's pull together, all hold hands. We could sing Kumbaya, or I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'm terrible voice. Anyway, we've got to pull together, all of us. United States, let's get strong again. Let's get our allies back again, liking us, not talking trash about us. Let's make friends again with Canada, with Mexico, and the Statue of Liberty, she's still standing. And she's still welcoming everybody. So give me your poor and huddled masses. Come. Because you know what? When they did come, they made this country so much better. And I can tell you, having been living in Florida a long time and having spent a lot of time in Miami, boy, from back in the day when I was a little girl going there for vacation, and I lived in Chicago, to now, I can tell you that the Cuban people are just wonderful people. They start their own businesses. They contribute so much to society. And what struck me really, because I was working in a mall at that time, I went down for training, and I was just amazed. Their children are so well kept and so well dressed. I mean, little girls that wear dresses and their hair was all fixed, and just that's a great community to welcome. We welcome you. We welcome everybody. When my people got here, well, When my people got it, it was George Washington. But on the other side, there were the Irish, and there'd be signs in the window, no Irish allowed. So we've turned that around. You know, time goes by quick. You're going to make it. We're going to make it. Let's stick together and let's help one another. You know, let's do whatever we can. And I know when I'm in a better position, I'm definitely going to be there to help. And I mean financially. So, I mean, I always have done that. One time my son was like, don't do it. But I did. I got out of the car. There was a man sleeping on the sidewalk. He was covered with things and everything. And I said to him, sir, he didn't wake up. So I just, stuck money in his pocket. So I've always helped the homeless around here. I've given them lots of blankets and tents and things like that. Before, when I could afford it, I can't afford it now. But there is so much we can do. And if you've got the money, get out there and help. That's what America is. We help each other. So God bless each and every one of you. May the Lord lay his hands upon you and help you in any way he can. And the most important thing is for you to kneel at the foot of the cross. Ask Jesus for forgiveness of your sins that he took on that cross. Ask him, please, Lord, save me. And he will. Just like that. That's how good our Lord is. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you do. And then he'll be right by your side, helping you through everything. And you may not see it now, but I'll tell you, with all my years, 20 years later, I'm like, wow, that was him. It's like sometimes I don't get things right away. So, it takes me a little while. I'm not like quick with comebacks with people or anything. So, you guys, we can do it. So, join together. Let's make this the best days of our lives to come. God bless you. I love you. Mwah. Big kisses and big hugs. And Minnie loves you. Here she is. Here's a little girl. Ooh. Yes, you're a good girl. Yes, you're a good girl. Oh, she's just such a good girl. And Presley is sleeping on the bed. He's not doing too good. My friend had to put her dog to sleep and go across the Rainbow Bridge Friday night. And I know how hard that is. And her mom passed away a couple years, maybe a year and a half now. And she's got her mom's dog, and she's become, we laugh because she's become the cat lady. She always had dogs. Now she's got 3 cats taken in from the streets, and she's, whatever she does, she weans them, and I don't know, there's something you do with cats to get them used to being in a home. So, feral cats, but these were kittens at the time. So, her husband wants to get a new dog, but both of them, pray for them, please. Both of them have health issues, big ones. So she doesn't want to get another dog because of their health issues. And I know how that feels. I think, I don't know, Minnie might outlive me here. So you never know. Like I said, you don't know. So having said that, I'm finally going to hang up. Hang up. I'm on the phone from back in the good old days. And just say that. And they were, oh gosh. I loved growing up. I loved it. Loved my childhood. So God bless you, be with you, and I'll see you next time. Me and men. Okay. Toodaloo!